People, a corrupt government cannot liberate the people. If the head of the stream is corrupt, the entire river will be also. I do not support corruption. Corruption takes money away from children's education.
Bless up my people. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. Hope you all are having a wonderful day, my people. And we're still on the matter of the tabled investigative reports in Parliament yesterday as it surrounds the Prime Minister, Andrew Holness. And my people, I'm going to listen to his response right after the reports were tabled, my people, and how he's trying to basically justify all the findings of the integrity commissions. And to some extent, to me, I try to even undermine the integrity commission in the same breath. Also in this video, you will hear Mark Golding respond to what has transpired as it pertains to the tabling of the reports just the same. And then me I go try to drag on back down memory lane a little bit, my people, in the latter parts of the video. So I want to follow the sequence, and listen up and look at the headings and look at the timeline and the timestamp of everything that went down, my people. Right? And I just want to say that no one is above the law, not even the Prime Minister. The laws are set to govern each and every one of us. The Constitution is set to govern each and every one of us. And this Prime Minister has brought the country in disrepute. He has brought the Parliament in disrepute, and he must step down with immediate effect. This man was aware that he was under investigation for illicit enrichment and been going around the people of Jamaica. Come clean with the people that elected you guys to serve them. Come clean with us. We want transparency, we want openness. First thing, we never even signed the code of conduct. Gag order here, there. Millions moving from companies to companies. And then people want us to be careful in what we say. We're not going to be careful in what we say until the probes are finally finished. We're waiting on the FID to do what it is that they need to do. Because this Prime Minister statutory declaration still uncertified, and we the people holding him accountable.
On Thursday, September 5th, 2024, the Integrity Commission submitted an investigation report, ruling, and special report to Parliament concerning an investigation into my statutory declarations for the year 2021. The reports have now been tabled, and I have since had a chance to read the concluding paragraphs of the ruling of the Director of Corruption Prosecution, the 5-page summary, and peruse the recommendations and conclusions, while acknowledging that the report together totals just under 200 pages. The parts that I have read appear to give a sufficient sense of the findings. First, I welcome the fact that the report is finally tabled 2 years since this process began. I also take note of the fact that the Commission tabled both the report and the ruling of the Director of Corruption Prosecution at the same time. The last time this was not done. Based on what is said in the summary, queries were triggered because it is alleged that I had omitted bank accounts from my declarations, and one of these accounts was incorrectly reported as a US dollar balance by a financial institution. These matters were cleared as the accounts in question, by my recollection, were dormant, previously reported, and the balance in them were around Jamaican $3,000 and 200 euros. Subsequently, my declarations were once again referred for further scrutiny for accuracy and completeness. Other accounts were identified and alleged to be belonging to me, but undeclared. Some of these accounts were opened by my parents as far back as 1975, and my name later added, probably while I was still a child. Many Jamaicans add their children to their accounts for survivorship reasons and in the event of emergencies. I have never claimed these as my assets, and I am satisfied that the Director of Corruption Prosecution ruled that there was insufficient evidence to support claims that I intentionally omitted bank accounts from my declarations, and that there is greater evidence to support my explanation as opposed to evidence to the contrary. I also note that no other matter in the report was referred to the authorized authority, that is, the Director of Corruption Prosecution. The summary of the report outlined that my personal financial affairs from 2018 to 2023 was examined, including associate private third-party businesses and transactions. Over 3,600 transactions were examined, 28 bank accounts, over 80 witness statements collected. This effort to pursue me and my affairs led to the hiring of an international forensic accounting examiner for 6 months. As far as I am aware, only my 2021 declaration was submitted for investigation. After this most thorough interrogation of my personal affairs, which is not in any way connected to public funds or a benefit resulting from my office, they were unable to conclude regarding illicit enrichment. Nonetheless, they concluded that in one of the 5 years they examined, 2022, there was unexplained growth in my net worth of 1.9 million Jamaican dollars, or less than 1% of my total net assets. I reject this finding based on materiality and significance, and while I have not had a chance to fully review the specifics of their calculations, just a cursory review of their formula, I have seen an error in figures they have used in their calculations. And therefore, I challenge this finding on incorrect use of data. I reject the finding that I acquired an asset for which the source of funds is not adequately explained. The Commission, in its own report, pointed out that this whole episode started with an incorrect statement from a bank. It started with an incorrect statement from a bank. A bank gave a balance verification that I had funds in US dollars, which was incorrect. So too was the asset in question, the subject of errors by the financial institution that managed the asset. While I authorized the transaction, from the outset of the acquisition of the asset in 2019, I was unaware that the financial institution had assigned an amount in error to my account from an associated company. A year later, the investment instrument, a bond, was called by the issuer, and the financial institution made another error and pooled my funds with the associated company. As soon as I discovered this pooling, which is acknowledged in the report, I alerted the institution and instructed that the accounts be correctly separated. However, the initial incorrect assignment was not corrected.
We're going to obviously have to study it carefully before we make any substantive comment on it. But it's clear that the Prime Minister has been under investigation for illicit enrichment. And he's known it since May 2023. And there's a recommendation that the matter be sent to the Financial Investigations Division, to a law enforcement agency, for further investigation. And that these statutory declarations cannot be certified until these issues are resolved. So that's a very serious matter, because the Prime Minister himself publicly stated that he wasn't aware of anyone on his side who was under investigation for this enrichment, when he himself was one of the 6 who are now 8.
The Prime Minister commented.
The question is still going to be asked. Are there members of my party who have been written to for this crime of illicit enrichment? My straight answer is that I have asked as far and as wide. I have gotten that response from everyone. But as far as I have been told, no. People have been written to, as the Integrity Commission does almost daily. But I have not heard of anyone in my political party being written to for this matter of illicit enrichment.
The General Secretary has said there are 2 Jamaicas, and he has expressed it vividly with examples. And it is true, it is a reality. But there is hope, because the power to achieve the change we need resides in the people of Jamaica. The people have the power to make the change. We also want to make the government accountable to the people of Jamaica in the Parliament. That is why I brought the impeachment bill to Parliament. So then, when a politician violates the sacred trust of the people, he or she will be held accountable. We want to make the elected people more accountable to those they represent. We must introduce a recall mechanism for non-performing elected representatives, as other parties and countries have done around the world. And we must restore the convention where the committees of Parliament are chaired by the opposition. That was an innovation started by the other party, by a previous Prime Minister, and continued by us when we were last in government. But in 2020, Andrew Holness changed course with it. Those committees are supposed to be a check and balance on the government. They cannot be effective if they are controlled by the government. When Andrew Holness reversed the convention after the 2020 election, it was a retrograde step. And I tell you, he never put it in his manifesto that he'd be doing that. People, a corrupt government cannot liberate the people. If the head of the stream is corrupt, the entire river will be also. I do not support corruption. Corruption takes money away from children's education. It deprives hospitals of basic necessities. It means that roads are not fixed. Corruption deepens inequality. It siphons off taxpayers' money to make a few cronies richer with the political connections instead of benefiting the people. I have said it before and I will tell you again. Jamaica cannot move forward without a government built on integrity that embraces principles of good governance in this country. That is what I believe in.
I remember my people me did telling us say Zara Burton did on to him at one time doing some tedious amount of investigation too. And December 2023 she found out that despite the Prime Minister having businessman Mark Azan, who served as a director for the Jamaica Foundation and Jamaica Foundation Media Company, the man says that he knows nothing about Positive Jamaica Foundation or a media company him and Prime Minister Andrew Holness started in 2020. So the man don't know about no argument where them a come with saying that him and Andrew Holness start these two entities. And those were the two companies that the Integrity Commission states that some hefty sum of money was passing through, even getting funds from SSL. So a whole heap of stories left to be uncovered, my people, and a whole heap more that's gonna come out. So my people wanna stay tuned and chat up in the comment section and tell me what you think. We don't want a corrupt, we don't want a more corrupt government. It takes away from education and all the other departments that serves the people. Anyways, I'm going to end off the video right here, so my people. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the channel. On the road to 20k, help me to get there, my people. Follow me over on TikTok and Facebook at Anisabel Rose. Check out the YouTube store, make a purchase, it goes in support of the channel. Check out the YouTube membership. You get a lot of benefits by becoming a member. Only a small fee per month to be a member of the Anisabel Rose movement. Like up that one, my people. Share it out. Thanks for all the continued support. Stay tuned for more videos. Stay tuned for more updates. Big up on yourself.